Good morning, everyone. Welcome. My name is Kia Jackson, and I am the literacy facilitator for today's professional learning development. The title of our presentation today is Insights into the Science of Reading. Our objective for today is we will analyze the key components of the science of reading to determine instructional best practices and strategies. It is our goal that you are able to gain a deeper understanding, be able to take this information back to your classrooms, include it into your lesson planning, include it with your co-planning, align it with your curriculum core standards, as well as share your experiences with your professional learning communities. Our agenda for today is very simple. We're just going to go over some norms, housekeeping. We have a literacy map, which is a fun icebreaker. And then we'll get deeper into understanding the science of reading and some strategies for being effective in your teaching, and end with an exit ticket. Our norms for the meeting today, we want to make sure that we're focused solely on the student's strengths and needs. We're going to be respectful and value all of the voices, experiences, and open to all questions. Please limit your use of tablets and phones and working on other tasks so that we're present and fully engaged. So for our literacy map icebreaker, this is fun. We're going to reflect on our own development as readers and writers, and you will have an opportunity to tell your literacy journey. It is important to know that your experiences have shaped you into the person you are today as a teacher. In part one, we're going to use words and images to describe your own personal literacy development from childhood to adult. And in part two, we'll articulate your personal philosophy of literacy, and you will identify 3 to 4 key beliefs about literacy. I've included resources for you to work with, and there's also a literacy map graphic organizer for you to use. I will give you a few minutes to work on that, and then we can come back and learn more about each other. So we're going to move forward in looking at what the science of reading meaning and definition is. You're going to work in small groups. You're going to read the research. There's an article that is in your presentation materials. You're going to read this and follow the say, mean, matter method. What does that look like? Well, you're going to say, so once you read, I want you to highlight, identify explicit text, whether it's a sentence or a paragraph. And you can summarize it. And then we're going to talk about what does it mean. I want you to define, interpret, and be able to explain it. And lastly, the matter is making the connection. How is it relevant? What does it connect to in a broader context with what we are experiencing for helping students improve? The simple view of reading, decoding times language comprehension equals reading comprehension. It's not just about being fluent. Our fictional student and teacher is James, and James is a student at Sunny Day Elementary, and his teacher describes him as fluent, but James is unable to gain meaning from the text. So we are going to look at a formula, the equation of language comprehension times decoding equaling reading comprehension. And we're going to use a value of 1 for adequate mastery and a value of 0 for inadequate mastery. So I want to get your feedback and see what you think about this. So there's a 0. Thank you. You all did really well for language comprehension times 1. Mastery of decoding. However, it does not equal to reading comprehension. We're going to move through this as well, looking at word recognition and language comprehension, background knowledge, and you will see all of this again when I show the slide with the Scarborough rope. And our goal, of course, is to advance our students to being skilled readers. So here's the Scarborough Road, where everything that we just looked at in the previous slide is all put together in one pretty picture. And you can see how the language comprehension and the word recognition is woven together, increasingly strategic and automatic to become skilled. The Scarborough Road practice. So here's the beginning of your exit ticket. James is a second grade student, and again, his teacher describes him as fluent, but he's unable to gain meaning. The teacher is aware that James experiences more difficulty when the information is not explicitly stated, and it requires him to make an inference. So there's some context clue gaps here. And so I want you to use the Scarborough reading rope with the language comprehension strand that is probably giving James the most difficulty. Thank you for your feedback. James's difficulty when information is not explicitly stated may indicate that he has difficulty with the verbal reasoning strand. He will most likely benefit from explicit instruction with verbal reasoning strand strategies. What does this look like? So this is the beginning of the fun exit ticket again. And so in small groups, you're going to read and place the practices in order of importance. I want you to decide which ones should not be included. And then we're going to divide into groups. We have breakout rooms for elementary, middle, and high school. And prepare to justify your answers when we all come back to share out. Thank you for your participation.